Hey guys, it's Aaron with AGS. We're going to look at a few different holsters here. These are our personal holsters, and one of our buddies from the gun shop just down the road is coming along too, so we got his holster. So down the line here we have a Filster Skeleton, a G-Code Incog, the Haley Strategic, and Henry holsters, appendix, and waistband. Now we all carry Glock 19, so it's going to be pretty easy for us to switch between these. We're just going to go out to the range and draw from concealment and do one shot on an A-zone steel target. So we're just going to pop out there with the shot timer, see if there's any huge difference that we can see between getting that shot on target and the times. So we'll be passing these along at the range, trying them out, seeing what we like about them, and we'll go over that later on in the video.
Okay, this is the Filster Skeleton for a Glock 19. This is one of two holsters that they make for that model. One thing that I really like about it is it has a lot of retention, so you don't really have to worry about your firearm, accidentally falling out, or if you're rolling around, anything like that. I've been carrying every day in this for a little over a year, and I've never had any issues with it. Like I said, I really like the retention, and it's really concealable, and it's probably the most comfortable appendix holster I've tried out of quite a few. And that's really it. That's all I got to say.
This is my Henry holster. It's appendix and waistband. Has the full sweat guard on here, so it keeps the slide from rubbing against your body. It goes all the way up to the side of the slide. So there aren't a whole lot of options that you can add to this. I do believe that the loops here have another option now. He's kind of changed it up so you can adjust the height a little more than just the holes that are on these loops. Let's see, these are genuine pull the dot snaps on here, so they do hold pretty well. I've had this holster for about a year now. One cool thing about this is this kick that he's molded into the holster there, and this is Bolteron, and it's vacuum formed. So this is just molded right into the holster. It keeps the muzzle pointed away from your body. Let's see, I believe that's all. I've liked it pretty well. I haven't had my gun fall out or anything like that. It stays put pretty well.
All right, this is the G-Code Incog, the Haley Strategic holster that is made by G-Code. And let's see, I've taken the clip off of the side, the other belt clip, and I did not opt for the model that has the extra magazine holster, extra magazine caddy in it. But those are available. That's not typically how I carry extra magazines, so I didn't decide to opt for that. I've had this one since they were released. I had 2.5, 3 years, something like that, and this is the only holster that I carry with. So, and it's been fantastic for me so far. I haven't, there's no stress marks or cracks. I haven't, through countless drills, I've never had it pop off my belt or anything like that. The retention's good, and yeah, I don't have any complaints about it at all. I like it quite a bit. I don't know if you would call this a finish. The coating on it is kind of this tactical fuzz, which is nice and comfortable. And the belt clip is it's got kind of a hook on it, so when it latches around your belt, it's going to lock on there pretty snug. But at the end of the day, when I go to take my holster off or whatever, it just takes a quick middle finger and you can pull it up and off, and so it's kind of easy on, easy off. And yeah, I like it quite a bit.
Okay, so these two holsters here aren't actually mine. I do own one of the Henry holsters. Out of the two here, though, I probably prefer the Incog. One thing that I like about it is only one point of attachment. If you're appendix carrier, typically I like a little bit of movement with the holster when I walk. And as Chris mentioned earlier, then you do get a quick on and off with that. However, I do prefer a loop because you do get much more stability. The Henry holster here is very comfortable that I have found. I prefer one loop. And one thing I do not like about the Henry is the kick. I know some people have preferences about that, but I just found that a flat back holster is more comfortable for me. Both of these holsters have adequate retention in my opinion. I just prefer the Incog. It's more comfortable to me.
Okay, these are the other guy's holsters. Got the Incog and the Filster. The Filster I liked pretty well. It kind of got a little weird reholstering just because of the cut, but after a couple times I got used to it. I mean, they're both really well-made holsters. The hardware looks good, and like I don't see any issues with them at all. But I'd probably say I like the Incog the best. Just the reholstering was better for me. The retention wasn't ideal. It was kind of loose. I mean, once you get it on your belt, then that's different. But retention definitely was better on the Filster. I mean, I'd carry with either one. It's once I find something that works, I tend to stick with it. So if I ever break my holster, I guess I'd look at these. I mean, the small package on the Filster was pretty sweet, and just the way that he kind of formed the retention on the trigger guard is just a little dimple there in front of the trigger, so you're not gonna have that catch on anything but the front of the trigger guard, so that's pretty sweet. But I mean, they're all great holsters. I'd use them all. I don't think you'd have a bad choice any route with what we have here.
Okay, so out of the two holsters that were not mine, this is the Filster Skeleton and this is the Henry holsters. I was a bigger fan personally of the Skeleton, mostly because it's a little more compact, and you know, it's only got the one strap, which you're not undoing that snap by accident. It's on there very well. So I feel like the one strap is probably enough for any kind of the retention. Also for the handgun was very strong, but at the same time you could deploy it really quickly, but it snapped back in. It had a very nice positive snap. Not that the retention on the Henry was bad, it just seemed a little more pronounced on the Skeleton. So both good holsters. Like I said, just personal preference. I'd probably go with the Skeleton.
That wraps up this video of stuff we use. We didn't really find much of a difference between the time to deploy and get on target and get that one shot off. So it's really down to personal preference. As long as your holster's quality materials and just made well, then you're going to be good to go. If you want to look more into these makers that we talked about in the video, then just go ahead and click on the picture at the end of the video on the holster and their logo, and it'll take you to their website. We have some of the holsters from Henry Holsters on our website, so if you want to hop on there and check those out, we got them for Glocks, MMPs, SIG, a few other ones, so you can check those out. But keep watching our stuff we use videos. We'll just pick one piece of gear that we use and just explain why we like it and how it works for us. So thanks for watching.